Imagine being an 11-year-old girl and growing facial hair. Our next guest, Sam, that was her reality. Take a look.
I had always thought, why didn't God just make me a man? I literally have hair growing from my eyebrow to my hairline, from my sideburn down to my chest. My chest is full, my stomach is full, my back is full, my shoulders, my arms, my butt. The only thing that isn't hairy on me is the palms of my hands and the soles of my feet. When I was 8 years old, I noticed that I was completely different. I remember one day I was on the school bus with kids. They were commenting on my hairy knees and my hairy lower leg. I came home and went in the shower and took a razor to myself and cut up every part of my ankle. I was bleeding all over the place. Obviously, at that point, I knew I was different. After that scenario, I went home to my mom. I lost control of my emotions in that shower while she was helping me. I would just cry and sob, and she would cry with me. By 11, I had so much hair. My sideburns looked like mutton chops. Kids would call me Bigfoot, Sasquatch. So when I was 11 years old, I was finally diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome. When I went to the doctor, I felt like a science experiment.
Here to shed some light on her battle with hirsutism and PCOS is Sam, as well as my dear friend, board-certified OBGYN, Dr. Nita Landry. Sam, welcome to the show, and Dr. Nita, always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Hi.
Sam, in the tape piece, we heard some of the awful names you were called. Share with us, what was that like for you?
Yeah, it wasn't easy, as you can imagine. I was called Chewbacca, Sasquatch, Bigfoot. People asked me if I was a man all the time. I felt compelled at 8 years old to go ahead and shave my legs just because kids would comment on my leg hair. Throughout the years, I've used every foundation you can think of. Drag queens can do it better than me. And I would always, ask the doctors, how could you turn a man into a woman and not even help the woman with the beard and the body hair? So it was rough.
Sam, I got to say, we know now, and as a child psychiatrist, bullying is what we call adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs. And kids that go through bullying can absolutely have long-term consequences dealing with that trauma. But I want to tell you something really, really cool is that when people do experience bullying in adverse circumstances as a child and they get through it, would you believe me if I said that you have so much more resilience now? And get this, you have so much of a better tolerance to deal with adversity, meaning better interpersonal relationships, more self-confidence overall. So coming through this is a really powerful thing, and I just want to give you that credit.
And Dominic, I mean, in a way, it's like building up your immunity.
Yeah. Sam, take us back a little bit. Obviously, interpersonal relationships, social life, had to be incredibly challenging. What was dating like for you with the hirsutism?
Back in high school and everything, I would completely ban myself from even having any intimate relationships. I would not, because I just knew that if somebody even had a peek of like my back hair or just me fully naked, I would be the talk of the town. So even if I did date, it was at 18 years old and I still stood behind a computer. Everything was online. I was never physical with anybody. But I've completely done a 180. I'm completely open about everything. I always initiate that discussion of, this is who I am, and you could take it or leave it. And you have to just have that unconditional love for me, because it's hard to get past with the amount of hair that I do have. So if it's not unconditional, I don't want it.
Not an easy road you went through, and a lot of ups and downs. And I don't think many people out there would be as resilient as you have been.